Flight crew, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to another flight. Welcome to another stream. I'm your host. I'm your captain, Phoenix Black Knight. Welcome aboard, everybody, and welcome back. Another day, another flight. Today, flight crew, we're going into St. Louis International Airport. And we are rocking the 319 again because we bought the 319 airplane. But we're rocking the Delta livery this time. Rocking the Delta livery. Look at, and they put us right up against that jetway, didn't they? Why did they park us like that? That's neighbors park like that too. Okay. All right, flight crew, we'll deal with it, right? Interesting. But yeah, right now down in Memphis, taking off, going into St. Louis. That's where we're going today, flight crew. So let's go ahead and go to our briefing and get that out of the way so we can get the plane ready for passengers. Flight sign today, flight crew, is Delta 6242. We're in Memphis, like I mentioned earlier, going into St. Louis. And our aircraft is an A319neo, which we mentioned. Today's July 24th, 2023. Departure time is 1800 hours. The arrival time is 1914. The airtime they gave us on SimBrief to do this flight was only 46 minutes. It said it was going to be longer than that. It actually said it was going to be, the Xbox flight plan said it's going to be about an hour. SimBrief says about 46 minutes, so we'll see what the true time is when we fly it. Block time by SimBrief gave us an hour and 14 minutes. Is what SimBrief gave us. Cruising altitude the SimBrief gave us to go to is 30,000 feet. The real world flight actually is 30,000 feet as well, so we're going to go 30,000 feet in that. Cost index is 6. Cost index is 6. Passengers on today's flight, 127 passengers on today's flight. Bulk fuel, 12,335 pounds. Cargo, 6,985 pounds, and payload 29,210 pounds. Our flight plan, flight crew, when we go to take off out of Memphis, we're taking off of runway 18 right with the transition of SELPH7. That's our transition out of Memphis. When we go down into St. Louis, we are looking at runway 30 right, was what they want us wheels down on, with the transition of Boosh, BOOSH. Bush is the transition down into St. Louis. Let's see here on the vectors, anything like that. Flight crew, nothing there. Wind right now is at 31 knots is what SimBrief says. Distance we're flying is 253 nautical miles is what we're flying. Weather right now, down in Memphis, we're looking at 88 degrees, partly sunny. And going into St. Louis, we're looking at 92 degrees, so we're going to gain some heat there with partly sunny weather as well. All right, flight crew, that is our flight briefing today. You guys have been briefed. I have been briefed. Let's go ahead and get the plane ready for passengers. So let's go up and make sure our AI co-pilot's turned off so it doesn't go ahead of us. Turned on. Look at that. Look at that. Turn it off. All right, we got the tablet, so let's interface with the tablet. Let's bring it over to you guys can see what I'm doing. And my microphone was probably down. There we go. Bring it closer. All right. Interface with the tablet. First, let's go to the ground services. Let's get our cones around the plane, and then let's go to our settings and let's turn on the APU, which will turn on everything right there. Just turn on our APU power. Perfect. Everything booted up. Let's go back to the captain's seat real quick. Let's slide over here to the middle. APU master's on. The APU start is on because of the tablet. So let's turn on our APU bleed now. Overhead lights. Let's go ahead and turn all those up. No smoking sign comes on at this time. No seatbelt sign. No seatbelt sign. Seatbelt sign comes on at this time. Nav and logo light comes on. So does our beacon light. All right, let's go back to our tablet now. It's activated. Kept. Let's go back to the ground crew. Let's turn on our cabin lights so people see where they're going, even though the daytime is still going. Let's get our GPU unit connected to the plane, and let's get our AC unit connected because it is 88 degrees. And then let's see what happens here. Let's go ahead and open the main cabin door, and let's do our jetway. And it's going to go to that one. That's what we figured. So let's shut that. Let's see what happens. What is it doing here? What's it doing here, flight crew? Yeah, we are small. You got to shrink down. We know that. Oh, flight crew, look at this. We got a Delta 1587 coming by. Where's he taxiing to? Alright, flight crew. Well, let's just see where he was going. He's probably just going over there. Nice. Jetway's connected. Let's jump back inside the plane. Let's go ahead and get the animated passengers. Let's go ahead and do that. Now, let's go ahead and get our right to left panels. Let's get these bright so we can see what we're doing. Going from the right panel first, and then go ahead and do our indicator. Left panel right here. Let's go ahead and get that going. That nice and bright. All right, let's slide into the middle console. We don't need our floodlights, but we will illuminate all the buttons right here in the middle console. Perfect. Let's slide over here up to the terrain. Let's do the terrain right there, and flight directory. Let's do that. Speed, we're going to leave that in the managed position. Heading, we're going to leave that in the managed position as well. This is right here. You guys can see it. Heading, leave it in the managed position. There's our altitude. We'll get that here in a little bit. And our climbing, leave it in the managed position. The FMC, let's go ahead and turn up all of our panels though. Alright, that's all brightened up. Let's go back to the captain's seat. Plane is set the way we like it. We did start the boarding process, so let's go ahead and zoom back outside the plane, and let's go ahead and get our ground services going. Let's turn our ATC on. Let's go ground services, and let's go ahead and get our catering services on the way. There's our catering service. There goes the catering truck. Let's go ahead and ask for the baggage services now. At this time, let's go ahead and turn on our co-pilot. Let's turn on our AI. He can do the communications going forward with us. Perfect. You guys see that with the plane? Look at that. You can like see right through the plane with this lever. Oh, at that angle, you can see the plane. But when you start to slide this way, you start seeing the ground there. So we got the loader guy. Loader's here. How is baggage crew? Are they running in circles? No, that's actually working as well, flight crew. All right. Not too bad right now. I don't see much action going on in Memphis right now. We got a couple planes. Looks like that one's at 4,000 feet, 4,800 going to climbing. Wonder if that Southwest just took off. Looks like we got a Delta. There's that one Delta. It went past us. Yeah, not much happening right now in Memphis. Not much happening at all, actually. Alright, flight crew. Let's see what's going on here. Looks like baggage services is wrapping up. Looks like our catering services is done as well. So let's go over here. It's pan Actually, let's pan the drone camera this way so that we can get the pushback view, correct? Yeah, let's do that. Should we get the pushback view? Let's start it here. All right, let's go back into the captain's seat. The captain view. Now, let's go ahead and turn on our ATC back online, and let's get what altitude they want us to take off at, and our clearance into St. Louis. Six five. Departure frequency, flight crew 65, and they want us up to 12,000 feet. So we put 12,000 feet in the altimeter, and the altitude, and we put it in the managed position. So we got the little dot on there, which means we got in the managed position. So that means we're going to manage the climb, and we still got the heading in the managed position, and we also got our speed still in the managed position. Nautical range map, nautical range leaving at 10, and our informational map we're leaving on ARC right now. Alright, let's go back to the captain's seat. Let's go back over here. Let's go ahead and disconnect our GP, which is the ground power unit. Disconnect that. And then let's go ahead and disconnect the air conditioner unit as well. Let's see if we have to disconnect the jetway on the other side. We do, so let's request the jetway to be disconnected. Let's go outside so we can see it. Alright. What do you think about that, flight crew? Just move more into us. Alright, let's jump back into the plane. Let's go over here. Let's figure out our captain view. There's our captain's seat. All we're gonna do is we're just gonna scoot up just a little on our plane. We're just gonna go right there. That's perfect. Okay. Let's go ahead and request our pushback now. Pushback's on the way, flight crew. Pushback has been connected. Let's go ahead and release the parking brake. I had to do it manually, you guys. The jet bridge was in the way. Alright, I'm going to stop the pushback. I don't think AI is going to jump in and do it, so I'm going to go ahead and request stop on it. Request stop on the pushback. There we go. Pushback and stop. Go ahead and put our parking brake on. Let's get rid of that. Ground crew's getting ready to clear. Let's take our camera over here so you can see engine 1 and engine 2 pull up. Alright, let's jump back inside the plane. Ground crew's leaving. Let's go ahead and try engine mode from the normal position to the start position. Let's go ahead and start engine 2. Engine 2's at 20% and holding. Just waiting for the, just waiting for that actually. Alright, let's go ahead and start engine 1. AI is getting our clearance to taxi. There's our clearance. Should have a taxi ribbon pull up. Uh-oh. Oh, flight crew. We don't have the taxi ribbon. Pull over runway. Okay. Where is engine? Engine 2's at 20% and holding. Engine 1's at 20% and holding as well. That's good. Let's check the flaps. Let's bring our flaps all the way down. Let's bring our spoilers up and armed as well to make sure they're working. Let's zoom out and make sure. Spoilers are up. We can see the flaps moving. Jump back inside the plane. Microsoft did an update. Microsoft Flight Simulator did an update, you guys. Uh-oh. Let's see how this turns out. Engine mode back into from the start position to the normal position. I put our flaps back at 0%. Spoilers, let's get those up and armed. We'll get those armed ready for takeoff. Let's slide over here to the tablet. Let's go ahead and hit our cabin lights. We don't need those on anymore. Turn those off. Go to the setting mode and hit ready for taxi. Perfect. Ready for taxi turns on our runway lights and also turns on our nose light to the taxi position. Okay, we're ready to taxi. Let's go ahead and give the plane some power. Release the parking brake on it, and let's go ahead and get our taxi brakes. Momentum, let's turn the plane. We'll go to the right here, flight crew. Let's go this way. Our runway is this way. Memphis. We're over this way, flight crew. We're taxiing over that way. Get us going straight. A little bit. There we go. Memphis. Saying our goodbyes. Let's go back inside. Engine's at 37% right now, and I feel like we're going pretty fast. How fast are we going? Yeah, 20 miles per hour on the ground speed. We're going to slow it down a little bit. I'm going to pull our engine speed back to 34%. See where that puts us. And we'll take the next left, flight crew. Let's take the next left. and get ready for our runway. Yeah, let's take this one right here. Alright, this is us. Engines in neutral position. We're going to go ahead and stop short. Parking brake set. AI is getting clearance for takeoff. Roger Tower, clear the takeoff, altimeter 30.08, Delta 6242. Clear for takeoff. Let's go back in here. Let's get our settings first, actually. Go here, get our settings, hit ready for takeoff. Perfect, then let's go back here and turn off those little lights that it puts it on. Let's go back to the flight information, give us our flight and our ground speed. Ready for takeoff, put our nose lights off, put our landing lights in the arm position, put our nose light into the takeoff position, left wing lights off, put our strobe light on, beacon light remains on, and our nav and logo light remains on. Let's go get our stopwatch on. Oh, come on, stopwatch. The famous 2 seconds. It's working. 2 seconds. Let's go. Turn it off. Give the engine some power. Releasing the parking brake. Flight crew, prepare for takeoff. Let's get straight. Straight. Engines to 50. Engines at 50. And holding. Going up alive, coming down the same way. Look to the right. Engines flex. Knots. 100. What the? What? What the? Flight crew. What did happen? Y'all see what I'm seeing right now? What was that about? All right. Well, that, my friend, is not supposed to happen. It's not even resetting. Alright, let's try this, flight crew. That's a first. I told you, Microsoft did an update. Every time they do an update, there's always a problem. First, the taxi ribbon didn't pull up. That's our first sign, and there's our second sign. Alright, let's give it a second to load. Let's try it one more time. Give it a second to catch up. That is too funny. Every time they do an update. It's alright, we'll conquer, flight crew. Come on, we can't abandon yet. Let's give it a second. Let's let it catch back up. Alright, let's go ready to fly. Alright, we'll skip everything. Hopefully everything pulls back up. We'll skip everything, so we'll just go do everything super fast. Let's just turn on the settings. Let's go to the APU. Perfect. AI is getting our clearance already. We'll do that. We'll get this all boot up real quick. I'll get this too fast. Oh, now they only want us up at 8,000 feet now. 12415 is our frequency departure. 12415 is our departure frequency. The only one is up to 8,000 feet this time instead of 14. All right, 124. Okay. All right, let's just hurry up and hit that. Let's hit. Actually, let's do that. Let's do that. APU is on. Let's go ahead and AI Copilot's on as well. Perfect. Let's just do this. Let's go here. Let's get a Memphis ground on again. Let's hit that, and then let's do pushback already. Set our camera again. Okay, flight crew, hopefully we don't do a front flip this time again. Let's try this again now. Since we already watched the engines and everything boot up, I'm going to boot them back up on our pushback. I don't even know what to say, flight. I don't even know. Wait. Just our graphics didn't load fast enough, I guess. Hopefully it doesn't do it again. And we're able to get up out of here. Pushback has been connected, releasing the parking brake. Parking brake has been released. Let's go ahead and go down here. Engine mode from the start normal position to the start position. Starting engine 2. Pushback to stop. Won't do that automatically. Let's get that to stop. Parking brake set. I'm going to go ahead and start engine 1 now. Engine 2 is already at 19%. Let's start engine 1. Alright, let's go ahead and get our clearances now that engine 1's pulling up. Let's go back. Let's see if our taxi ribbon pulls up. See if we're off to a better start. Oh, it should pull up right now if it works. Oh man, no taxi ribbon. We'll try it again. I don't like crew. I'm a little nervous. We're gonna front flip again. Engine 1's at 15%. Let's just go back to our settings. Let's get it ready for taxi. Here we go. Let's hit that. Let's get the plane some power. Let's go. Releasing parking brake. Attempt number 2. Has that ever happened to any of you guys? Flight crew, have you guys ever played this game? Has that happened to you? You just go to take off and your plane's like, nah, let's just do a front flip or a cartwheel. We haven't had that on this stream. The fact that this is flickering right now makes me very iffy. Do you guys see the flickering on the pavement? Oh man. I'll see if I'll point one of those black lines out. Yeah, like right there. There's a black line right there that flickers. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's okay. We're gonna speed it up a little bit. This is a slow crawl. We already did this. We're not gonna obey the rules this time because we already did the first time. Speed up this taxi a little bit. That is too funny. I don't even know how to explain that. No, we just went to take off and we did a front flip. Yeah, I really think it's the graphics. I just don't think our graphics loaded fast enough and we just hit the graphic wall. We're booking. Look at this. Notice no other airplanes kind of loaded up on this side. We got a couple over there. Using the other runways. We are going, only 27 miles per hour. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. It's okay. Second attempt. The rules don't apply. Alright, we're going to take this all the way down. Yeah, look at these black lines pop up. I'm a little nervous. But let's take this all the way down to runway 18. Which should be just right here, flight crew. Look at you. Actually, yeah. Let's do it again. Engines to the neutral position. We'll get our clearance real quick and we'll try it again. Alright, stop short. Parking brake set. Roger, Tower Delta 6242. Main altimeter 30.08. Cleared to takeoff. Alright, hit our thing. We're ready to go. Let's turn our APU bleed off. Turn off the AP. Turn that off. APU bleed. Turns off the APU master. Perfect. We already hit ready to taxi. Let's get our stopwatch. Let's try this again. There we go. Engines power. Releasing parking brake. Flight crew, prepare for takeoff. Let's get straight. Yeah. Engines at 50. Engines are at 50, and they're holding at 50. Going up alive, coming down the same way. Look to the right. Engines flex. $80 knots. 100 knots. Well, this is where we had the problem last time. 120 flight crew, we're committing to this. 140, I'm going to pull it up. B1, rotating. Let's go 15 degrees. We're up, flight crew, we're up. Let's get that gears up. And we got to start turning the plane a little bit. My plane. We didn't front flip that time, flight crew. Just following the flight directory. Still got it in the flex position. Results of our product. Right there. Here's our takeoff. Perfect. Go back inside. Still my plane. Alright, we're going to kick it out of the flex position. Look down to the right. Let's put it in the climb position. Perfect. Let's dip the nose of the plane a little bit. Now we're going to start turning to the left. Still my plane. Coming up with 3,000 feet. I'm going to hold it till we're at 4,000 feet, then we'll transition to the autopilot. Take our nose down a little bit. Just keep following the flight directory. Well, I'm going to transition to the autopilot because we're not climbing that much right now. It wants to keep us right here. So let's push our nose of the plane down a little bit. Autopilot. Autopilot is engaged. Let's come down here to our spoilers. Let's get those disarmed. Still got our throttles in the climb position. And we still got our in the managed position. Looks like now we're picking up, now we're climbing a little bit. Let's go ahead and go for 0. Let's check ours. How bad is this turn? Oh, that's not bad at all. Let's go ahead and go 0 flaps on that. That's going to speed us up to 250 knots. Let's go outside and see the results of our takeoff. There goes our flaps. As you can see it, flaps are going clean. Beautiful. Look at that takeoff. Come over here. Memphis. No front flips. Flight crew, we took off from there. Alright, let's turn back inside. Coming up on 5,000 feet. Just reached 250 knots. It's actually, and all the hustle and bustle, we got to turn the train on. That sucks. They only limit us to 8,000 feet. Our first load was 14,000 feet. That would have been nice to take off and climb all the way up to 14,000, but instead, front flip. Only thing I can think of is the graphics. Reloaded it. Now they put us at 8,000. So I wonder if they're going to put us up to 14 right now, coming up to 8. Let's get our flight information on. Let's see what we're flying right now. Right now we're at 285 miles per hour ground speed. Holding 250 knots below 10,000 feet. Roger Tower, Delta 6242, climb and maintain flight level 17,000 feet. Alright, they want us up to 17,000 feet. I went ahead and put that in and put it in the managed climb position. Also put our nautical range out to 20. As soon as we get around this turn, let's ring the seatbelt sign one time. Let's release our actual crew so they can prepare for services. Let's wait till we get to 9,000 feet, then we'll clear them. Just to be safe. Memphis. There's 9,000 feet. Let's ring that bell one time. Perfect. Flight cruise release. Going up to 9,500 feet. We're going to get above 10,000 feet. Let's prepare for free climbing, which means the landing lights go to the off position. Nose light goes to the off position as well. We'll leave our beacon light on, our strobe light on, and our nav and logo light. We'll leave those on. Looks like we lost ATC flight crew, which means we gotta read messages. Let's see if they changed the altimeter yet. Nope, it's still there. Okay. Leave that right there, unfortunately, because until we get to our cruising altitude, then we can get rid of it. About 10,000 feet, we're gaining speed. We're going up 320 knots. Climbing about, looks like we're climbing about 1,700 feet per minute. just reached 320 knots flight crew, so we're going to hold that there for the remainder of the flight, at least to cruise anyway until we descend. Right now we're just passing 14,000 feet as well, still climbing up to 17,000 feet. Right now on the takeoff, nothing to report. It's been very smooth. I don't see any turbulence or anything like that with the partly sunny skies like our weather forecast. Wind right now is at 22 knots, blowing from our nose to the tail at 22 knots. Roger Tower, climb and maintain flight level 28,000 feet, Delta 6242. 28,000 feet. Let's go ahead and get our altimeter. We're going to put that in the standard position. Squall sign, just give out Memphis. Look at that. Past 21,500 feet, still climbing up to 28,000 feet. We're at the moment now, flight crew, where the Airbuses are traditionally known to taking their slow time at this portion of the cruise. Oh, absolutely. Right now, we're only climbing at 1,700 feet per minute. This is notorious for Airbuses. They do climb very slow, but in rewards of that, you get a lot more smoother flight for your passengers. So there's your trade-off. Slow climb, happy passenger. Roger, Memphis Center, Delta 6242. We will continue as planned. Coming up to 27,500 feet, still climbing up to 28,000 feet. Looks like we're climbing about 1,300 feet per minute. And our speed should be dropping any second now. And we should start climbing a whole lot faster in this second. Oh, there goes our speed right now. We're dropping down about 280. We should drop down probably to 240 knots. Roger Tower, climb and maintain flight level 300, Delta 6242. Product. Our flight crew may have a problem. Our altimeter is not moving. Oh, it's coming back to us. It's coming back to us. Oh, this is going to be an interesting flight. This has the writings of the wall to be a good flight already. We know how this goes, flight crew. We know how this goes, but we're prepared now. All these times we've had have prepared us for this moment. We know how to navigate if we lose some instruments or ATC, which we've already lost. We know how to navigate this. We're good, flight crew. Coming up on 29,500 feet, still climbing up to 30,000 feet. Alright, coming up to 30,000 feet, that's going to be our cruising altitude. We're not going to take the fasten seatbelt sign. We do have a big bank to the right. Actually, right there, you guys can see it's coming in. So we're actually going to wait for that bank. After we make that turn to the right, then we'll go ahead and turn off the fasten seatbelt sign. And while the passengers will be free to move out the cabin. But since we are at 29,000 feet, we got the automatic pilot on right now, and we have no turbulence or anything here. Let's go ahead and go over our flight briefing, you guys. Cruising altitude flight briefing, just so we can get it out of the way. Our flight crew, once again, our departure time was at 1800 hours. Arrival time is 1914. Air time they gave us is 46 minutes to finish the flight on sim brief. Block time they gave us is 1 hour and 14 minutes. We are at Delta 6242. 30,000 feet is our cruising altitude, as we're currently at right now. We are waiting to take off the fasten the seatbelt sign. Cost index is at number 6 today. Passengers on today's flight is 127 passengers on board. Bulk fuel for today's flight was 12,335 pounds, and our total payload is 29,210 pounds. We're going from Memphis up into Kansas City. Let me see that Kansas. Sorry, St. Louis. In St. Louis, they want us down on let's see here. Yeah, St. Louis, runway 30 right is what they want us wheels down on in St. Louis with the transition of Bush, B-O-O-S-H. When we were in Memphis, we took off of runway 18 right with the transition of SLEPH, S-E-L-P-H. When we go down into St. Louis, you guys, we're looking at 92 degrees and partly sunny flight crew. When we left Memphis, we were at 88 degrees and partly sunny. As of right now, no turbulence, nothing. It's been a great takeoff and a great climb so far. Even sitting at cruise flight crew, it's been nothing like we've had before, like in Calgary or Vancouver or anything like that. So nice. We'll take these. We'll take these winds all day. Right now, wind is at, what is that right now? Is that 30 knots? Looks like wind's at 30 knots blowing from our nose to the tail, and we are going 426 miles per hour on the ground. Let's see what this weather thing does right here. I tried it once. It doesn't really, do anything. The search bar doesn't really do anything. Yeah, wind's at 37 knots. Is that what it says here? Yeah, okay, we can get our wind right there. 37 knots says right there. So wind right now, flight crew, 37 knots. That is actually going to come in handy on the approach. Good to know. Glad we clicked. Right, since we're at cruising altitude, you know that's it from me, flight crew. I'm going to go hit mute on the mic and hit the chat. So, as always, enjoy the sound of the ATC and enjoy the sound of the game. And I will see you guys on descent. Ramster 1277 stopping by. Ramster, we boarded, my friend. We boarded already, and we're already at cruise altitude, my friend. You missed the flight. How did you get on board? Just playing, man. Welcome aboard, Ramster. Welcome back, man. Appreciate it. Blake, we had to come back real quick. We just straightened out from that turn. We're good now to go ahead. And if you want to see, let's do it. Let's turn our information to plan. And then we're straight up to St. Louis. As you see there, there's our starting our descent right up in here. So we're straight. So we're good now to go ahead and release the fasten the seatbelt sign. So let's do that. Let's make the call. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now free to move about the cabin. We do ask all of you remain in your seat, please, with your seatbelt fastened if you do not need to get up and move about the plane. This is in case we hit unexpected turbulence. watch that go crazy. I was supposed to ring the seatbelt sign 2 times there. Let the flight crew know we're coming on a sharp turn, but obviously got a little glitches. Got a little bit. Passing the seatbelt sign off. I don't believe we're going to take this turn. I don't believe it's going to be that big of a turn. They turn it on. I think we're going to be okay with it. Roger Tower. We stand to maintain flight level 21,000 feet, Delta 6242. They want us down already, so let's go ahead and turn that on. Flight crew, prepare for descent. They give us an altimeter. We have to read our messages, unfortunately, because we lost ATC online. No, they just told us to descend. That's Memphis, Delta, something else. We're right here. There's 21,000. Okay. Speed is going to drop down to 240 knots. We should pull that up. We got to keep that up. Let's go down here. Okay. Ground speed 359 miles per hour, using about 24% of our engines. See where wind's at. See where our wind is at. 26 knots, flight crews. What we're facing wind-wise. Wind is blowing from our nose to the tail of the plane. That's back on flight information. Remember the weather said we were partly sunny? This is what it was talking about. Passing 23,500 feet, still descending down to 21,000 feet, holding 240 knots. Alright, flight crew, we just reached 21,000 feet. Oh. Roger Tower, descend to maintain 8,000 feet, Delta 6242. They want us down to 8,000 feet. Cross-check everything. We do have the fasten seatbelt sign on. That is check. Wing lights are off. Strobe lights on. Check, check. Okay. Speed holding at 240 knots. Flight crew, we're looking good. Wind right now is at 25 knots, I believe. 24 knots. I don't know. Can you guys see that? Do I need to zoom in on that? Or you guys can see that from there? I don't know if you guys can. Zoom in real quick. Good. There you go. Wind's at 25 knots. Is what it's showing right now. I don't know where it's getting 323 degrees. Where's that coming from? Ambience and Fahrenheit. 11. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. All right. Come back up. That's too high. Find that sweet spot. There we go. Passing 18,700 feet. Roger, Kansas City Center, Delta 6242. We will continue as planned. Roger Tower, descend to maintain flight level 14,000 feet, Delta 6242. Change of mind, flight crew. Instead of 8,000, they want us at 14,000 real quick. We're at now 15,600, so we'll be slowing down here in a little bit. Our flight crew, this time we're going to go ahead and pull our speed back. I'm going to go ahead and hit 200 knots. And I'm going to control the speed from here on out. Let's go 200 knots. That is going to put us at flaps 1. Let's see if they gave us an altimeter. We have to read what they say back to us. Nope, nothing yet. Okay. Stay there. $220 knots, still losing speed. There we go. Let's go ahead and hit flaps 1 now. Perfect. Let's hold 200 speed in flaps 1 until we get closer to approach. Roger Tower, descend and maintain flight level 8,000 feet, Delta 6242. Now they want us down to 8,000 feet, flight crew, so let's get down to 8,000. Like we're passing 11,700 feet, still descending down to 8,000 feet. Oh, they changed this again. Roger Tower, descend and maintain flight level 10,000 feet, Delta 6242. Alright, they want us to 10,000 feet instead of 8,000 feet again. So now we'll go to 10, which is fine. We're at 11,100 feet. Nautical range, we got it out to 20. Let's bring it in. Let's pull it within 10. Still leaving our informational map in ARC. 10,700, 10,600 feet. Let's get ready for flying under 10,000 feet. Flight crew, which means you know what it means. Light it up. Landing lights go to the on position. Nose light goes to the takeoff position. Tablet does not turn on the wing lights, so we're going to go with what the tablet says. We're going to leave the wing lights off on this plane. Still holding 200 knots with flaps 1 activated. Looks like we are at 10,000 and 200 feet right now. Still waiting for that altimeter, you guys. That is very big on this approach. Any approach, I guess. Still nothing. Okay. As long as we're trekking. Wind died down. 13 knots is what wind's at right now. So we went from 30s to 20s. Now we're in 13s. Ground speed, we're at 226 knots right now. Holding at 10,000 feet. Oh, 206 knots, is that what I said? Sorry. 226 miles per hour ground speed, you guys. 226 miles per hour. Roger Tower, descend and maintain flight level 9,000 feet, Delta 6242. Keep speed not above 250 knots. So they don't want us to be max 250 knots. Flight crew, we're going 200, plenty below it. Oh, we're on approach. That should give us our altimeter. 30.03. Roger, approach. Altimeter 30.03, Delta 6242. Roger Tower, descend and maintain flight level 8,000 feet, Delta 6242. Roger Tower, descend to maintain flight level 5,000 feet, Delta 6242. Alright, flight crew, let's get down to 5,000 feet. When we hit 5,000, let's pull our speed back. We're going to go 190 knots. We may even want to go 180 at that point in time. We're at 5,000 feet. I don't know how flat St. Louis is. Under 7,000 feet, let's hit our localizer. Localizer's on. Localizer says we are 24 miles outside the runway. Roger Tower, Delta 6242, clear to approach. Alright, flight crew, we are clear to approach. Looks like the plane's just going a little bit of a wider route. That's what we like to see. We'd rather go wider than trying to cut shortcuts. Look at the handprint over there. You guys see that? 1, 2, we got 3 fingers and a random finger right there. That is funny with the textures. "21 miles out. Let's wait till at least halfway through here. We'll pull it back to 190 and finish it at 180. Then we'll catch our glide slope. Put the camera right there so you guys can see the gears. Bring it back in. Alright, that's perfect right there. Let's go ahead and pull our speed back. We're going to go 190. And we're going to go ahead and hit flaps 2. I don't know why that is beeping. No reason. Interesting. 190 knots, flaps 2. No idea why we were getting yelled at by the plane. We're holding correct speed, no alerts. We're running low on fuel. Let's look at our fuel. Fuel right now is at 89, 58% in wing. Oh, we got 7. Yeah, we got plenty. 50% on wing right, wing left. We got 57% as well. 56, 9. Yeah, we're fine on fuel. Okay. 18 miles outside the runway. Let's pull our speed back one more. Actually, let's wait till we make this last left turn and then we'll pull back to 180 and we'll hold that to our glide slope. That's what we wanted, flight crew. We're going to go ahead and even out. Perfect. While we're doing that, let's drop this down to 180 now. And that's going to put us on flaps 3. Let's go ahead and look down. Throttle. We're going to pull that all the way back so that's ready for the reverses, but not enough to kill the engines. So put it right there. Reverses ready. Engines are still running. Perfect. We're going to go ahead and hit our approach. They want us down there. Roger Tower, Delta 6242. Descend to maintain flight level 3,500 feet. 14 miles still outside the runway. Hit our approach on. The approach will line us up with the runway. Oh, look at these bridges. Is that downtown? Is that downtown St. Louis? Never been. Look at this come down right before sunset too. Nice timing. Let's see where we're at. 13 miles outside the runway. I activated the glide slope. We're still descending down to 3,500 feet. We are 13 miles outside the runway. We're at 3,900 feet. Let's pull our speed back. We're on 135 knots now. And then let's go flaps full. Flaps are full. 135 knots is entered. We are still losing speed. Glide slope is activated. Glide slope is now engaged. It's descending right now on the glide slope. Looks like 900 feet per minute. As we still take momentum out of the plane. Roger, Tower Delta 6242, clear to approach. Alright, they want us to approach. What's our altimeter? 300.01. Flight crew, got it. Leave it there. Check. Eight miles outside the runway. We are holding 135 knots. We are flaps full. We are on glide slope. Have not been cleared to land, just cleared to approach. Seven miles outside the runway. Six miles outside the runway. Roger, Tower Delta 6242, clear the land. Alright, we're clear the land. Let's do our, there we go. Let's do our gears. Over here for the reversers. Spoilers, let's get those up and armed. Let's get auto medium brakes. Runway lights on. Make sure they didn't give us an altimeter. They did not. Let's get rid of that. 1,000 feet. Flight crew. My plane. Stay on the ground. Wind right now, flight crew, looks like it's at 2 knots. Feels like it's at 2. It doesn't feel like we have much wind at all. Check. Check.
50, 40, 30, 20. Read on right.
60 knots reverser store. Brakes off. Flight crew, welcome down St. Louis. Let's vacate to the left. Engine neutral position. Slowly stop the plane. We'll roll it out about right here. Parking brake set. Flight director can come off. Localizer can come off. Let's look up. Landing lights can go to the restricted position. Nose light can go to the taxi position. Strobe light can come off. Beacon light and logo light can stay on. Let's turn on our APU bleed with the APU master. Turns on the APU start. Clean our flaps up. Let's get those at 10% for taxi. Spoilers, let's get those disarmed now. Engine mode, oh man, that should be in the normal position the whole time. And then, taxi brakes. There we go. Got our clearance to our gate. Here's ground, and taxi to gate. Engine mode, releasing parking brake. Flight crew, we do got to cross a runway, so we'll pay attention to that. Oh, looks like we got someone right there, but this isn't a runway though, so we're good to go. Runway should be up here somewhere. Flight crew, what do you think of that approach? That was not bad at all. I think the wind said it was at 0.2 knots. It felt like 0.2. There was no wind on that approach. I wish every approach was like that. That was nice. Oh, we'll read off the. Oh, he got. There was a plane over there. All right, let's cross check. I'm going drone camera just to be safe. I see nobody there. Flight crew, I think we're good. We're gonna punch. We're just gonna go. Yeah, we're okay. Want us to do this short little S turn right here. It's good thing we're in the 319. We got a plane to our right. Flight crew, pay attention to that. Where are they going? Is he holding for us? He's holding. Alright, we're going to commit to this taxi. Let's say we got ground crew waiting. Back. The paddle crapped out. The paddle just went rogue. I don't know what happened. The paddle just shut off. I had to take all the batteries out and put them back in to turn the bat. Oh, I told you at the very beginning this was going to be a flight. This was going to be a flight. How does the remote just shuts off and says you're just, and the plane's like, we're going right. Oh, flight crew. Love that update. As soon as I came home, turned it on, and said we had a mandatory update. I was like, oh, this flight's not going to go well. It takes like 2 to 3 flights to have everything like kind of work out all the kinks, so you're kind of back to normal. So this being the first one after an update, taxi ribbon not working, just not climbing when we were supposed to, paddle just shutting off randomly. Oh yeah, flight crew, we did it. And we put it down, and we landed. Thank you. And we have ground crew waiting for us. That's always a good sign. Let's see to the... Alright, I'm going to the left, my bad. Okay, here we go. So straight. Let's sit up a little bit. There, parking brake set, engines to the neutral position. Let's get our fasten the seatbelt sign is off. Come over here to the tablet. Let's turn on ground services. Cabin lights come on. And then let's get the cones around the plane. Maybe. Oh, we gotta turn the engines off, that's right. Flight crew, welcome down again, St. Louis, with some bloopers, with some technology problems, and guess what? I told you we would conquer because all the fails we've had have taught us how to prevent them. Let's kill engine 1. And we put it down. Yeah, we took out some buildings. We died at the very beginning, right? Let's not fake like we didn't see that. We did. We did a front flip and laid on our back like we were a turtle. Looked very sad. Restarted. Did the takeoff again, had no problems with it. Problems on some climbing. Alright, cones are around. Let's get this main cabin door open after we get the jetway coming. Alright. Main cabin door is open. Let's connect the GPU. And it is hot. Let's turn on the AC unit. Let's come outside. Actually, let's go inside and talk about the flight crew. Now that we're down, let's debrief. Takeoff. The very first one, like we mentioned, front flip. I really chalk it up to just graphics weren't loading proper enough. Chalk it up to the update. Once we did get up in the air, cruising altitude was perfectly fine. Cruising and climbing, no turbulence, nothing. Cruise was perfect, like descending, no turbulence, nothing. And you guys saw on the approach. The approach was perfectly fine as well. No wind, didn't have to fight anything. We actually literally were probably, yeah, it was at 2 knots. We were smooth all the way down, put it down. Nice and easy on the runway. I hope every flight like that's going forward. Obviously it won't be, but that was nice. But other than that, flight crew, I'm going to turn off the cold and dark on the plane. That's going to shut off everything, and it's going to turn up our time to see what we really should have been at. The time to beat, once again, flight crew, so you know when we log off. The time to beat should have been 46 minutes. That's 46 minutes. We do have a stopwatch going, but I mean, hour and 8. Simbrief says we should have been up and down in 46 minutes, but the total block time was 1 hour and 14 minutes. So we need to beat 46 minutes, and we definitely beat 1 hour and 14 minutes, flight crew. But we'll see that on the end when we go to the cold and dark. I'll go ahead and get the baggage services going and get the catering services to clean up the plane, and you guys can enjoy the rest of the sounds of the game as the plane's shutting down. But that's it for me. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We fly again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Tuesday, so I'll see you guys then. Phoenix Black Knight, I'm out. See you later.